I'm making this video for all of you who are in a rocky time in your marriage, because every marriage, I don't care how great it is, has rocky times. There's times when your marriage, whether you use the word or not, could potentially be called in the stage or in the season of recovery. It happens with illness. It happens with the new addition of a child. Happens with a loss, maybe a mom or dad dying. Any kind of a job loss, any kind of a pet loss, you can go into a deep slump in your marriage. Stressors. Just look at the numerous stressors you have. Financial, education for your kids. All of these things can be a potential crisis in a marriage. And so marriage recovery, even though I work with couples in that season of their life, I don't really have a marriage recovery program, but I do have 5 pillars that I think are essential in any kind of a crisis or adverse situation in your marriage. And I want to go through those with you now, so you will have those, so you can kind of realign. Maybe you even want to listen to this video once a week when you're going through that. Listen to it together so you can recommit to your marriage, so you can retake your vows in your own time, in your own privacy, so that you can remember and be called to re-celebrate or reinvest in the sacrament of marriage. And so the first pillar, making a commitment to our mate, establishes our mindset. When you make a commitment to your partner, let's say you're in the time of the season of a terrible adverse situation, when you are on the same mindset as your partner and you say, you know what, we both have to double down right now. We both have to recommit. We have to put this marriage on a pedestal for a little while. We have to take care of it. We have to pamper it. We have to nourish it. We have to really be careful with it. That means when you share that mindset, I'm going to ask myself before I make any decision, is this going to be good for our marriage, or is this going to further sabotage it? Is this going to make my partner respect me more, or is this going to make them disappointed in me? When you begin using that as your guide going forward, you're going to make better decisions for your marriage, for yourself as a partner, and for sure for your partner. It also shows your partner that you're committed with them, you're there with them, and that's really important. The second pillar is making a mindset that you both share of commitment sets you a path of healing and connection. Once the two of you are on the same mindset, it's easier to find that safe spot, to be vulnerable, to grieve, to talk about stuff, to cry, to feel like it is a safe place where what you say is confidential. When you share a mindset, you're both on the same page, and you don't have to go through numerous just superficial talks to get at the heart of the matter. And the heart of the matter is, we are in a bad season for our marriage right now, and we are trying to give it the nurturance it needs, the light, lift it up, pamper it, and take good care of it. When two people share that, it's much more powerful than if just one of you is trying to go it alone. Thirdly, working together is going to help you overcome any obstacle. When the two of you are tackling and fixing the problem, instead of being focused on fixing your partner, you're going to have a lot more success with actually resolving situations, with actually brainstorming, appreciating each other for what each of you brings to the table. It's going to be so much better when the two of you are working together to problem solve and resolve issues, rather than just venting, screaming, fighting, and the problem just goes away momentarily and then comes back. The fourth pillar is growing through adversity creates connection and intimacy. When the two of you are committed to the same mindset and you're growing through this adversity, you're going to feel more intimate with each other. Like, I know this is a tough time, but this person has my back. And because they have my back, I think we can make it together. It's stronger. It has more depth. And not only that, but many times the first thing to go when a couple is having a rough time in their marriage is they stop communicating. When you know your partner's on the same mindset, they want the same thing, the same goal, vision is in mind for each of you, then you're going to be a lot more receptive to what they offer you. Rather than being defensive, you're going to listen to them because they're your teammate and you're in this together. And my fifth pillar is trusting your faith. If that's God or Jesus or whoever you are faithful toward, it's important the two of you align with your faith and that your faith becomes part of your marriage. It's important you hold hands, you pray together. It's important that you talk about your faith in the role of your marriage. It brings the sacredness back to your relationship. And let's face it, if you're doing something where your partner was betrayed or you were betrayed, you know how difficult it is you turn away from God, you turn away from your partner, and somehow when you reestablish that faith, when you start praying together, it brings in that strength of what was so important when the two of you met. And not only that, it stabilizes a relationship. Unless there's abuse in the relationship or some sort of an addiction, usually you can work out whatever it is. But I always say, I'd like to think everybody that went through infidelity or betrayal could somehow come around and still make their marriage work. That isn't true for everyone. For some people, they just can't do it. And I can't judge them. I can't make predictions because one thing I've learned as a psychologist is you don't know how you'll react to betrayal until you're the one that has been betrayed. And then it's a whole nother thing. If this video is helpful to you right now in your marriage, I'd really love you to subscribe. And for all my subscribers already, you have my heart. And I'm working feverishly to try and give you great videos that I think are going to enhance your relationships so you can create a relationship you love being part of.